cdprojektred is teasing something that might be coming to the Cyberpunk 2077 game that we might not be expecting, and I may have just figured it out due to a theory, so let's talk about it. So on September 1st, 2025, Cyberpunk 2077 took to Twitter to post this weird presidential message coming from Rosalind Meyers herself. You know, Rosalind Meyers, the one that we saved in the Phantom Liberty DLC. If you haven't done that, what are you doing? Now, a lot of Cyberpunk fans, including myself, have been trying to figure out what this message could all mean, and there's a lot of people deciphering codes about this. Before we get into talking about deciphering codes, numbers, and cracking messages, let's talk about the message that was posted on Twitter itself. So at first, when looking at this message, you might be thinking that this might be a regular thing that they might be adding to the game, even though we don't know what that thing is. And a lot of people were speculating that we either might be getting a new DLC, a new patch, or maybe a new expansion. But as I am filming this video on September 2nd of 2025, Cyberpunk 2077 posted a follow-up tweet one day after they posted that photo, saying, "Just FYI, this isn't any sort of announcement or reveal about new content coming to the game. It's part of an activity tied to the Phantom Liberty anniversary we're celebrating this month." Sure. How are you going to post a whole tweet one day after you had everyone freaking out trying to figure out what you're trying to tell us with this photo? But after watching a few of my favorite Cyberpunk content creators, there's actually more to this message than we thought. Going back to the coding and ciphering of this encrypted message, you want to know more on that? I suggest you guys go watch my favorite content creator, which is Juicehead. Not only does he do a better explanation on deciphering codes and numbers and mathematicals, I'm going to do my best to emphasize what I am piggybacking off of him. But from what I remember in his recent YouTube video, in which I will link in the description down below if you want to go check out that recent YouTube video. But let's just say there is going to be a certain link that all the netrunners can access on September 4th, but if you are very good at coding, you can access it early. And if you do click on that link, it will take you to this drawn photo of Caesar on a coin. And after watching some of these YouTube videos and talking to my fellow Cyberpunk content creators and friends, they all had the same intention of trying to figure out what these numbers mean and what could be coming on September 4th. Along with the numbers that are on the corner of this message where it says 1#57. A lot of people have been trying to figure that out, in which I have noticed everyone that I have talked to or watched videos on, they're all asking the what's of what does this mean, what is coming to Cyberpunk 2077, but a lot of people are not asking the why. So going back to the presidential message, you might just think that it's a regular message, but there were some key words and key sentences that related to one another that I had a hunch about, in which the keywords and key sentences are: "From those who hide in the shadows, too cowardly to publicly proclaim their beliefs, who are viciously determined." Now, yesterday I was able to join a Discord server that is all about trying to figure out the theories and lore of Cyberpunk 2077, or even just the world of Cyberpunk, and it's called FF06B5. If you guys want to go join that Discord server, I will try my best to link it down below in the description. But I will say I also saw this photo that was posted in the Discord server channel. Now, unfortunately, I do not remember who posted it, but the only credit I can give is that it came from this server. So somebody in the Discord server low-resed the message to find of what looks like to be a map, but not only just any map, it looks like to be around the Badlands area, in which this is where my theory comes in, and this is a theory that I have been having since the very beginning. Now, you might think it is a bit of a stretch, but I am going to be sticking with it, and you can disagree or agree with me otherwise. We might be getting the Cyberpunk vampires that we were supposed to be getting at the very launch of Cyberpunk 2077 that never happened. Not only was there actual concept art that was posted on Reddit of these actual Cyberpunk vampires that we were supposed to be getting in the game, but also Mike Pondsmith, the creator of the Cyberpunk game itself, voices one of the radio stations talking about these conspiracy theories regarding vampires and disappearing people of Night City, in which this is not only further my theory of the Cyberpunk vampires based on what it says in the presidential message: "From those who hide in the shadows, vampires cannot come out during the day because it's sunny, and if they go out in the sun, they will literally burn up and turn into dust like that ash baby. So they have to work at night, and most likely it is better to literally take people of Night City in the nighttime where it's dark and nobody can see anything. Too cowardly to publicly proclaim their beliefs." Now, I'm not really well versed in the vampire lore, but I know that there are some people that have the vampire lore of vampires having their own religion. If I'm not mistaken, please correct me if I'm wrong. It also says "who are viciously determined," and I know vampires are viciously determined for immortality and getting what they want with the power that they have. But also, there was a YouTube video that I watched 3 years ago coming from Garcia, which I absolutely loved everything about this theory and lore, talking talking about the cyberpunk vampires that were supposed to actually be in that section where we go fight Nash with Panam, and I will link his video in the description down below because I love everything about that video. But not only that, going finally back to the Julius Caesar coin, a lot of people are asking, what does it mean? I'm asking why? Why this particular photo, or even just this drawing of this man Julius Caesar? Now, I had to ask some of my friends who are really well versed more in history than I am about what vampires might have to do with Julius Caesar maybe. And apparently with the information that they sent me, Julius Caesar had a really fun time hanging out with vampires himself back in the day. Because apparently it says vampires are descended from Gaius Julius Caesar, who made a Faustin blood covenant with a demon in exchange for power and immortality. But based on the information that I have gathered throughout the years and everything that I have said throughout this whole entire video, you cannot convince me otherwise that the cyberpunk vampires are not finally coming into the game. That is my theory. That is what I'm sticking with. You can agree or disagree with me all you want, but I would love to hear your thoughts and opinions on it, the theory that I have come up with in my head regarding this whole situation about the Cyberpunk 2077 presidential message and cyberpunk vampires. If you enjoyed this cyberpunk theory video, please like and subscribe for more videos because more is definitely coming from me. But other than that, that is everything I have regarding this theory in my video. I will see you guys in the next cyberpunk video.